I had one extra go with the paint because I didn't have the 6-inch roller. I don't think I need the 6-inch roller. Okay, now I can go from bottom to top and just keep moving it along. Okay, nice, easy, gentle strokes, same pressure. I don't have that much pressure I'm doing on there. There you go. Okay. And I think you can see that. Okay, this one here, I'm just going to go from top down. The last time I tried to do it, I mean, you can do it sideways too, whatever, but I always finish it off going from top to bottom. Okay? I'm just concentrating on getting the paint on. Before I even it all out, see? That way I don't get a buildup anywhere. And just slide the roller along. Okay? Now I can stand here like this. It's a little bit trickier going down here like that, so I can just stand here and go from top to bottom and move it along. See? There we go. Boom. Done with the door, just like that. That didn't take me very long. And if you're only doing one coat on a door, maybe that's all you want. Let it dry, reinstall your doors. But because this is my garage door that goes into the condo from the garage, I'm going to let that dry and I'm going to put a second coat on. I've already got 2 coats on the back side of the door. I've already flipped that and I've looked at that and see this, I'm looking, it looks like I've got an extra line in there and I don't want that. I could sand it out in the next coat, but if you're not doing another coat, then you can fix it by going from top to bottom again. Okay? I wouldn't try to just fix one little edge in the middle of a door by taking my roller and going and calling it good. Or if you see a drip or you see a little run somewhere, you can't just and fix your run. I would then go from top to bottom and then that's going to blend everything in. Do you see what I mean? And it almost will look like the doors have been sprayed. But they won't, because if you had a painter professionally paint these, they're probably not going to paint them with a roller. They're probably going to paint them with a spray gun. And with the spray gun, they come out really super smooth. I mean, these are still going to be smooth. This one's dry, okay? This is nice and smooth. Doesn't it look good? But if you look at it really super close, see all the little dimples on here? That's from the paint roller. 1/4-inch nap. See? You can see that. And you can see it on the edge. See, this is wet still, obviously, because I just did it. See the little marks that the door's going to show. Okay? That's from your paint roller. That's why when you start with a 1/4-inch nap roller, you end with a 1/4-inch nap roller. I wouldn't do that and then, oh, here's a little run. Oh, the roller, I've already put the roller away. Hey, I'll just take a paintbrush and I'll just fix that and just kind of blend that in. You're never, ever going to do it. Your brush edges are going to be smooth as opposed to everywhere else is going to have the dimples. Okay? And you're going to see where you brushed. That's why the only part on this particular door that I brushed was that inset, and I did that first. Remember? And then after it dried, then I lightly sanded around the edge so that it would blend in. And then I run the roller from here to there, from there to there, just like I showed you. Okay? And that's why this paint here goes from that edge to that edge. This one goes from that edge to that edge. And I ran the roller that way. I ran the roller that way. Then then you can see how the vertical's going all the way down. Yeah, there's going to be a line of something, but you're not going to see it at all. Okay, if you make your lines nice and straight and everything. Okay, that thing's looking nice. Now, if you only were going to do one coat like that, then you let them dry, and I would let them dry overnight if you can, to let this, because this is semi-gloss paint, to let it cure. But for this one here, I'm putting 2 coats, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry. This will dry probably in a half hour, 45 minutes, because we're still in the summer. It's going to be almost 90 degrees today, and we're in a garage, so it's going to be at least 90, if not more, in the garage. And just because it'll be dry to the touch, I'm going to let it dry a couple, maybe an extra hour before I lightly sand this. See, I'm going to lightly sand that with my 150 grit sandpaper. Okay, and I just took a whole big piece, folded this up in 4, see, and now you got 4 edges you can sand with. Okay, when one side runs out, and then I'll lightly sand it. I won't sand it very hard. I don't want to sand it so hard that I go through the dried surface paint to get into the back side of the paint, because that back side of the paint could take a day or 2 to dry all the way. Did you know that? For it to cure. Read your paint bucket. Might say it might need 48 hours to cure. But even though the top surface will still be dry, see? But I can lightly sand that, and then I'll wipe it off, and I'll do the whole thing again, just like I showed you now, except I won't do the edges. The edges look fine. I don't think I need to add any more paint. If you think you need to add more paint, you can do the edge again, just like I showed you. Okay? And then once I do the second coat, then I'll let that dry before I reinstall the door. As for this one, once I put the second coat on and let it dry, I'm going to let it dry for the rest of the day. In fact, because it's an 1 3/4 solid core door, because I'm going to have to manhandle that to put the hinges on, to get it back up into the door frame, and put the doorknobs on, and the latches. If I had, I want to let this area cure longer than just by the end of the day. Do you see what I mean? I don't want, if the paint says it takes 48 hours to cure, I want to let this door set for tonight, as well as, I'm going to leave it, I'm going to let it dry right here for an extra day, and maybe even an extra evening. Okay, if we can park outside for an extra day. I'd rather do that than install this door too soon, get my fingers, because this thing's heavy. I'm going to have to press hard when I'm lifting the door and stuff. And plus, when I put the door handles on, I don't want this area of the paint to still be wet underneath the dried outside skin of the paint. Does that make sense? Because if you suck that up tight, the next time you get ready to remove those door handles, the deadbolt, the doorknob, and that kind of thing, it could be difficult to get it off because it could be stuck to the door. And then you try to, if you're not careful with it, you could just manhandle and try to push it on there, and then all of a sudden, son of a gun, it rips your paint down here, or it rips a flake of your wood off with your paint. Now you got a patch. You're like, what's going on here? I've seen more times than not guys installing their hinges too soon, their handles too soon. So when you get ready to replace your hinges for new hinges, and you try to whack that off of there, you get a little strip of wood, clunk, and it rips off. Or one up here that rips off. Do you know what I'm saying? I've seen it happen. I've done it myself a few times. So anytime I get ready to pull off old hinges, I'm always trying to be careful with that. Same thing with the door handles. If the door handles are stuck after I take the screws out, I kind of tap around it, all the way around it, sometimes with a putty knife or something like that, just to be careful with it so it doesn't rip off, okay? Plus, with this one here, I've got that weather stripping door shoe to put on. And I took it off, and see, here it is. It's metal. It's U-shaped. Okay, this particular one that was on there is U-shaped. See? And it fits all the way. Now, I have to be careful when I put that on, Can you imagine running that on there and getting it up too high and just putting it on and it scratches your paint, and then you have to adjust your door bottom. Maybe you have to adjust it, and you push it on way up high flush. You think, uh-oh, I have to adjust it and move it down. Now you got a nice little ugly scratch line down on your freshly painted door because it wasn't going on and because the door, the paint wasn't cured enough and all that kind of stuff. So I want it cured for that reason. And also when I reinstall that door shield, I'll probably show you that too, some other video. But when I do that, I'm gonna start sliding it on and try to get it just at the bottom, and then try to lift it up from the bottom, or just get it just barely going down towards the bottom. So I would rather raise it up after install it rather than pushing it down. Does that make sense? Okay. And for all of those reasons, I'm going to have this door left out here for a couple days, and that's okay. You know, while it's drying and stuff, I got more things to do. I've still got this door frame. I've got to caulk it, and I've already cleaned it. I've already sanded it from yesterday. It had dirt all over in here. I showed you how to take this weather stripping off. If you didn't see that previous episode, you might want to check it out. Okay, so today, while that's drying, I'll come over here and start prepping on this door frame, putting masking tape out on the floor, getting my craft paper. I've got some craft paper, you know, some extra over here that I can put down over there, and some masking tape. See, I always use craft paper. It's resin paper at the hardware store. You can get a 250 foot roll, I think it is, 250 or 300 feet roll, 300 foot roll, something like that. And I use that stuff for all kinds of stuff. Perfect for this, isn't it? I can stand right here, and if I get a drop of paint, I can see it. I can wipe it up or something. No way would I put plastic down on the floor. You can't see anything. You start stepping into paint and start traipsing it all over the place. Well, here I just wipe it down on the ground. Like if I'm cleaning these edges, you know, if I get too much paint buildup, I just do it, wipe it, put it over there. That's what some of these paint marks are from. Okay, but oh, look at that. Is that new paint? I think it is, from the other day. Okay, one little spot I've got to do, but not bad. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry now. And that turned out, I think it turned out really good. I think it turned out really nice. And once that dries, like I say, I'll sand it down, put another coat of paint on there, let it dry some more. And I'll just let it dry for 48 hours. I'll show you what it looks like after it dries. It'll be nice. In fact, it's gonna look pretty much like this one. And it's kind of hard to imagine. I painted this whole thing with a 1/4 inch nap 6-inch mini roller. Yeah, just like I painted all the interior doors with the 1/4 inch nap mini roller. They turned out looking really nice. You know, they look. All the door frames got all those painted. It looks pretty much like a professional painter painted in here, but it wasn't. It was just me, an average Joe. And I've got all the stuff. Anything that I've done on the condo renovation, I put into different episodes. And so I have no idea what this episode is going to be called or named, numbered. I could be up to 50 episodes by now or more, but that's okay. You know, you can watch them all from start to finish, or if you want to see what I did just before this one, you can do the previous episode or 2 previous episodes to see how I prepped the doors, how I prepped the door jamb, how I got ready to do all this kind of stuff. Okay, so that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.